everybody? It is March the 1st, 2020, with a really weird-looking microphone there that was oddly positioned. Hello, everybody. How you doing? I am Doug Lackey, veteran columnist of Wrestleview.com and co-host of Wrestleview Live, alongside the effervescent manager and the managing editor of Editor-in-Chief, or something of the editor-verse persuasion, Mike Tedesco. He and I sit alongside each other and cover all of the major WWE pay-per-views immediately following them right here on the Wrestleview channel of the YouTubes, which could be happening next week. I'm not really sure. We got to talk about that here in a little bit. But yes, this is Wrestleview Weekly. Here you are. Here I am. And there's everyone in the chat room. Because if you're in the chat room now, you say, whee! If you're not, there's not a damn thing I can do about that. I saw Gills. I see Daniel. I see Jamel. I saw Schneider. I think I saw him in the chat room. I see Mashoon. I saw Lewis. I saw Lewis in the chat room. That sexy hunk of man meat, him. Who else is in there? Come on, you know you want to let yourselves. Gills, the predictions will be easy. All the old guys will win. We're going to talk about some things that have happened this previous week. So much stuff happening this week. Not really news-wise, but wrestling-wise. Man, my hair looks like it's just there on my head. You know, I don't know what's going on with my hair right now. I had planned a fabulous show today. Okay? Yesterday, I went on an NWA Power binge fest. I watched the last 6 episodes of NWA Power, and I was ready to go, ready to talk about that show. It is incredibly fun. It's so refreshing. I thought it would be a great time to talk about it with everyone imploding, burning themselves all over the internet from what happened in South Dakota on Thursday. And so I thought no better time than right now than to talk NWA Power, refresh ourselves, know that pro wrestling is fun, okay? And so here I am. I got all my notes ready. I'm ready to go. But then I look on the calendar. Holy crap, next week is Elimination Chamber. That means in the past 4 weeks, I've done 3 prediction shows? WWE, come on. Understand this. We've had Royal Rumble. Okay, we had Royal Rumble. NXT TakeOver Portland. Super Showdown. And Elimination Chamber. 4 WWE events. 4 pay-per-views is what you could say. 4 pay-per-views in 2 months. It's the trend that we've been seeing from the WWE for the past 2 years, where they've put on 2 dozen events on their WWE network. So, is it overload? Not necessarily, especially when you think of what's happened last week. You had the Super Showdown show out of South Dakota on Thursday, and then last night you had AEW's Revolution pay-per-view go on, which I will. So, first off, AEW. Okay. I bit my bottom lip. I was like, okay, I'll watch some of it. I'm not going to watch all of it. I want to handpick some matches that I want to watch. Okay? And the ones that I only wanted to watch 2. Okay, of the card, because I knew if I watched the whole thing, I'd start huffing on Cheetos. So, the 2 matches that I watched from the AEW pay-per-view was the Tag Team Championship match of the Young Bucks versus Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. I understand the story that's going on behind that program and how Hangman Page and Kenny Omega looked like there was going to be a riff happening or whatnot, but that match was fabulous storytelling. It was a great match by everyone involved. Finisher kickouts aplenty, super kicks aplenty. Yes, but that's what you come to expect from AEW, just as much as you would come to expect finisher kickouts all the time in NXT. I knew what I was getting myself into. So, that being said, that was a very good match. I thought it was very, very good. But the match that I was looking forward to the most, and I know everyone in the chat room knew I was going to be watching this match. Kit Dyson in the chat room goes, wee! Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Match of the night. Match of the show. You can keep your Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin in their car crash match, whatever the hell that was. You can keep Old Man Jericho versus kind of Old Man Moxley. You can keep that, okay? But Orange Cassidy versus Pac, that was fun. That was hella fun. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Setting up for a little six-man tag program of the Lucha Bros, who I can't stand, and Pac versus the best friends in Orange Cassidy. I love Orange Cassidy is the only thing that's really helping me enjoy AEW, okay? I'm so glad we did that show about what an Orange Cassidy was on this show. It was very enlightening, very educating, and very entertaining, and very alliterative, too. So, those are my thoughts on AEW and their show they had last night. So, yeah, that I just wanted to get that out of the way. But again, I really wanted to do an NWA Power binge talk. I really wanted to talk about that because I thought everyone was imploding over Super Showdown and then chug their 2-liter Mountain Dew for AEW. So we had to be brought back down to earth with actual professional wrestling in the form of NWA Power. But no, instead, we're going to predict Elimination Chamber, where there's only 3 matches on the card. We've gotten this before. I believe we got this for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view last year, where only 3 matches were announced on the card, but they ended up having like 5 or 6. We've had this before. So there are only 3 matches scheduled for this card coming up next week. That means a mandatory, every one of them are locks. I have to lock every single match going on in Elimination Chamber. So that means predicting the show is not going to really be taking that long. Yeah, there's only 3 matches, Gills. I know. Lewis in the chat room went, wee! The other Lewis, not the sexy hunk of man meat Lewis, but the moderately attractive Lewis. I'm trying not to insult you. I've just got to try to find ways to, tell you two apart. Also on the show, we've got to go over the Wrestlemania Whiteboard. After last Friday's Smackdown that we are going to talk about, as well as NXT. We're going to talk NXT and Smackdown. After Super Showdown and Smackdown and everything else that went down, Lewis saying, I'll take that? Okay. Moderately attractive. Well, I don't... Okay, Sweet Lou. Okay, well, the hunky Lewis wants to be known as Sweet Lou. Okay, well then, Lewis James, I dub the... I dub the, not sweet, I don't know. I'm just calling you Lewis. How about that? I'm not going to try to go like that. So, again, after SmackDown, our whiteboard is almost completely obliterated. So we've got to thoroughly update the WrestleMania whiteboard and once again understand how I don't know shit about professional wrestling. Speaking of which, last week, we had NXT TakeOver. No, we didn't. We had Super Showdown. Thursday, we had Super Showdown. That's right. Crash in the chat room went, wee! Last Thursday, was the Super Showdown out of South Dakota. So, 7 matches that we predicted for this, but apparently 3 more matches were added, but who cares about those? 10 matches on this card. 7 of them we went to pick with 3 locks. That record for Super Showdown out of South Dakota, we went a absolutely uncalled for 6-1. 6-1, which makes our record for this year for WWE events, the 4 WWE events we've had, only 4 losses. 21-4 right now. Yeah. However, Andrew in the chat room went, wee! Grash, you haven't missed much. I'm just doing the intros. You haven't missed anything yet. No, you haven't missed anything yet. I'm waiting for a little more people to filter into the chat room because this is usually when everyone likes to come in. Okay, so we went 6-1. But that one loss was a lock. I locked AJ Styles to win the Aggro Crag tournament. But he was one of the finalists, only to be upended by The Undertaker. They'll never do AJ Styles Undertaker WrestleMania. Okay. So. And also, Rusev was supposed to be in that tourney, but in the gauntlet match, but instead they had Rey Mysterio. So. Undertaker won the Aggro Crag. And, which means we've got to take a shot. But before we do the shot, got to talk about the sources for today, because I always have the most reliable sources, the most credible sources. All of the other professional wrestling sites are weak and watered down. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. Only I am the original super duper journalist with the incredible sources from inside my growler of courage. From inside the growler of courage, we pour into the stein of redemption. It is from Foothills Brewery in Greensboro, North Carolina. One of my favorites. It is the Sexual Chocolate Stout. The Sexual Chocolate Stout is an imperial stout. Chocolate, of course. Chocolate stout is what it is. It's very, very good. Oh, yeah, good. Really great hint of chocolate, but it's not so sweet that it overtakes the entire beer. But I want you to, I've been sipping on it a little bit. Of course, I've been priming myself for the show. Come on. But I want you to see, I'm going to pour a little bit more into the stein. I want you to see the head on this thing. Oh, look at that. Look how dark that is. Look at that. It's like a dark, oh, that's so good. Gosh, almost looks like a milkshake. It's like a frothy milkshake. That's what that is. But also the sexual chocolate stout is a 9.2 ABV. So yeah, it's very, very nice, very flavorful. 9.2. Yes, cheers to Mark Henry is what this is. Yes, we're giving cheers to. Yes, this is what I do. Oh, I don't know if I can. Let me see. There's so much head on this thing. Hold on. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, those are the sources today, which is going to help us in taking care of this failed locked pick that we did. Because, yeah, it is kind of a caramel foam. It looks like it, but it doesn't taste like it at all. All right, so we went 6-1. The one loss that we had in the predictions was a failed lock. And as many of you know that watch the show, but those of you that don't watch it or don't listen to it, you ought to know this by now because I'm saying it right now. Whenever we get a prediction wrong, that is a locked pick, we take a shot of the Luna Azul Blanco tequila. Only doing one this time. I think this only makes 2 shots that we've done this year. Yeah, 2 shots. 2 shots that we've done this year. That's pretty darn good. 1 shot a month. I'll take that frequency. Doug doesn't know shit about it. I know Andrew. Lewis asked, Lewis asking, so are you going to binge NWA Power next week, Doug? I already have. I binged the last 6 episodes of NWA Power, and I was planning on doing and talking about it today. But then I looked at the calendar and went, well, shit. Elimination Chamber. I know. We are going to talk some NWA Power. Trust me, we are. Okay? Trust me, we are. Okay? I cannot wait to talk about it. So much has changed on that show since the last time we spoke about it. Okay? I could go over all those changes, but then that defeats the purpose of having the show to talk about it. So, yeah. So, okay. So we got to knock this out. We got to take care of this. All right. Pour the shot. I think that's good. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. I am digging that I'm only doing 1 shot a show now and not the 2. I'm trying to remember how many I did last year. I'm pretty sure last year I did like 30. It was bad. It was really bad. All right. Grash, so what match does coronavirus has at WrestleMania? Probably a battle royale of some kind is my guess. Okay. So let's throw our predictions out of here. All right, here we go. Let's get this out of the way. I always procrastinate this stuff. I got to take off the glasses. All right. Oh, this is going to sting. It always stings because I hate doing tequila straight up. All right. Here we go. Say it with me. You know how it is. You know what the drill is. From the shot glass of my Indians, baseball season starts at the end of the month. Christmas! Okay, Doug, stop procrastinating. Here we go. All right. Hoist it up. Here we go. Here's to me not knowing shit about professional wrestling. Oh. Ugh. Oh, that's better. Oh, that sexual chocolate is so much better. So much better. Okay. So, on the show today, going to go over NXT, Smackdown, little bit of news, not much, but there's going to be some vibrant commentary we're going to look at. Big updates to the WWE milk carton. Predictions for Elimination Chamber, and also going to go over our Wrestlemania Whiteboard. We got a lot of proofreading and editing to do on that thing. But I think first, we're going to try our damnedest. The only reason we're covering this show is for milk carton purposes. Not really much to talk about with the NXT. NXT to me has died down somewhat. It's not as... what am I looking for here? What are you guys' thoughts in the chat room right now on how NXT is doing? I felt it's been pretty flat the past few weeks. I don't know if it's because of hangover from TakeOver Portland. They just seem floundering. I don't know. I guess it's because we're used to everything that pops up on there. I don't know. Charlotte Flair had a match against Bianca Belair and stomped on her leg in between a chair that we rarely got to see. But, yeah. Andrew saying can't say because you can't watch. Well, I understand. Let's start this off. Dominic Dijakovic, Double D, going up against Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes off the milk carton. Finally off the milk carton. We hadn't seen him since the first week of January, since there was a fatal four-way for the number one contendership for the North American title. So, things happened in this match with the extremely hairy person from Burlington, North Carolina. He would whiff on taking this boot. Oh, by the way, the botches were tremendous these past couple of weeks between both wrestling entities. Double D would do the whole Titus O'Neil backbreaker And, I think I just want to, you just go out there. You just go out there. Yeah. But your winner of this match, after Damian Priest came into the ring and smacked Double D in the back of the knee, it would be Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes winning this match with the little cave-in. Double D got in before the count-out, but eats the cave-in. Not bad of a sell. Lewis, I missed you talking about the pay-per-view. How awesome. How awesome was Orange Cassidy? Orange Cassidy Pac from AEW was the best match of the night. I don't care what anyone says. Okay? Yes, the Young Bucks versus Omega and Page told a great story, but damn it, Pac and Orange Cassidy was just, I love that match. I loved it. Loved it. Fonz Balor comes out, says words, says that no one can beat him. He's beaten everyone. And then suddenly Eichner and Bartel come out from Imperium, sending a message from Volta. They don't really send much. Here comes Balor. He's going to do thing, but Bartel wants to do a thing. So there you go. That's what happens there. Hope AEW puts the roof on a War Games match. Well, maybe, Andrew. I'm not sure. Oh, man. Cave-in's a great name for a finisher, says Jamel. Yeah, I got you. Jamel, it's weird hearing me compliment the Young Bucks. I'm not complimenting the Young Bucks. I'm complimenting the entire match in totem. Okay? It was a great resolution to a good storytelling program that had been going on for the past, 2 months. You know, it was very well done. So I'm going to go and put it that way. So, Xia Li versus Mia Yim. Xia Yi versus Mia Yim. Both of them. Xia Li, Mia Yim. Xia Li, Mia Yim. Xia Yi, Mia Lim. Mia Yi, Yi. Xia Li versus Mia Yim. Both of them off the milk carton. Xia Li, Mia Yim, we haven't seen either of them since the Royal Rumble. Off the milk carton. They had a match, but then Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez came out and beat the crap out of them. Okay? Why? I don't know. Something to do, I guess. Warming up for Dakota Kai facing nobody. Yeah. Facing nobody. Velveteen Dream is backstage. He says words about Roderick Strong because they're going to have a steel cage match this Wednesday. Austin Theory versus Tomato Chomper. Lots of things happened in this, including, oddly, I guess this is why I'm having a problem with NXT. These spots and, I don't know. They're starting to turn into AEW. Only AEW and TNA and ROH are supposed to have things like this. Suspend your disbelief, Doug. Well, I can only do it so much. All right? I can only do it so much. I have to first suspend it because, first of all, I'm watching. Okay? I'm telling myself I'm watching professional wrestling. I've already suspended it there. All right. Tomato Chomper won. Then Johnny Gargano came out and beat up Tomato Chomper and mocked him for doing his clapping at the apron. Whatever. Bianca Belair is backstage. She says words. Undisputed Era is backstage. They say words. Well, since Double D and Keith Lee have already done their thing, we need a new Fat Man match. So our new Fat Man match is Bronson Reed versus Killian Dane. Killian Dane? We didn't see Killian Dane off the milk carton. Haven't seen him since he faced off against Keith Lee during his stride to become the North American champion. So, a lot of people leaving the milk carton from NXT here. Killian Dane would win this match. Really big superplex from the top. Yeah, that's I don't know. This is supposed to be the new big man thing. No, you can't force it. You just can't force stuff like that. You just can't. Forgotten Sons versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. Forgotten Sons, Blake, Cutler, and Riker. Forgotten Sons, off the milk carton. Last time we saw them was in the first round of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Nearly 6-7 weeks ago. Holy crap, look at all these people leaving the milk carton this week. Wow. But it's not light. The milk carton ain't light this week. Some new people are on it, including some that have got the internet's ears and eyes and dicks. Gil's bringing it up. The Forgotten Sons are faces now because America, which I don't get. I don't, not a fan. I don't know. I loved the Forgotten Sons. I really liked their Sons of Anarchy like gimmick. When they were heels, they were savages, Jackson Riker, dear God. Oh, what a look. But I love the music was great. Everything about the act was great. It's just people in creative and writing are seeing something that I'm not. There's something wrong. They're not doing something right. So that's why they're in the spot that they're in right now. I guess I need to do some investigating myself with my trusty sources. That's a project. That's a project to bring up for you guys. Okay? Here's a project. I think this is something we may try here leading up to WrestleMania. Because after Elimination Chamber, there's no other pay-per-views. Don't have to predict anything. So I need a project. And I think this is a good one. Forgotten Sons, to me, and let me see if I can find a GIF here. No GIF. Forgotten Sons seem to be an act that, they have got a good look, they got good music, they got great demeanor, great everything, but they just aren't what is creative scene that we aren't. That's the project I want to kind of do. Or is it the whole Doug, they're being underutilized. Oh, they don't know how they use them. They're just great. No, that's not what I'm saying, okay? I'm not bringing up their acumen in a ring at all. I am not bringing up what moves they do in a ring or how athletic they are, their spots or their movesets or anything like that. I'm just talking about you have an act that is so widely different from everyone else on the roster, okay? Why aren't they showcased? Why aren't they on every week? And it's got to be something in the ring that they aren't doing right. That was the case with Sanity. I believe so. I mean, that was the case with Sanity, right? Great look, great everything, but man, did they not put him on TV. So there was something not right in what they saw in this group. Now all four of them are fine in their separate ways, except for Eric Young. So I guess that's what I'm looking at here. What other acts, what other performers have got a look and everything that sets them apart from everyone else, but why aren't they on TV any week? Why aren't they? And it's got to be something they're doing wrong in the ring. Something wrong with the pacing. Like, for another act that I'm thinking of is Xia Li. Xia Li, I think, is a fantastic act. The only Chinese female. Her entrance is great. Her little kung fu setup is great. But there's something wrong. We don't know why. So, yeah. Jamel bringing up EC3. EC3 is one you might need to look up. I don't know if there's a whole lot of... There's really a lot of samples I can look up of him in the WWE. That's the thing. Oh, well. But, yeah. Grizzled Young Veterans would beat America. such is life. Tegan Knox backstage saying she's going to beat the shit out of Dakota Kai in a steel cage because that's what they're doing next week. I don't have it on screen here, but during NXT, 2 very mysterious promos would air. Looked like a lot of Armageddon talk, a clock ticking. What you're seeing is the promos building up for the debut of Killer Cross is what's happening there. I am incredibly curious. I've never seen Killer Cross in TNA. I believe that's where he was. He was in Impact, wasn't he? He was over in TNA. I am a sucker for any gimmick that involves, first off, foreigner heels. I love foreigner heels. But I also love, like, religious undertones. You know? That's why I loved Mordecai. I loved Papa Shango. I loved when The Undertaker first came out. I loved those occult characters, you know, that are talking about death and famine and destruction. And, you know, the 3 horsemen are in the parking lot and the 4th one is on its way. You know, stuff like that. I got Lewis in there saying he was good in Impact. Andrew saying he wasn't too bad in TNA. Jamel, you could watch TNA to get a feel for him. Okay. Gil saying, I hope it's Dexter Loomis, but it's probably Killer Cross. Yeah, it's Killer Cross. Yeah, Mashoon saying Killer Cross. Killer Cross is coming. That's what the promos were for that they aired on NXT last Wednesday. I am very curious. I'll go ahead and check out some of his stuff, I guess. But I just hope I don't get tainted or biased when I see it come to fruition on WWE programming. Me reviewing TNA? Fuck no, that's not happening. You know, that's not happening. Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair. This match was kind of sloppy from the get-go. Charlotte Flair, she has a tendency to sandbag like crazy. Okay? Yeah. I don't know what's going on here. Something's in her head. She's sandbagging like mad. But the only reason you need to watch this match is for this kip up. So good. Oh, Belair is so good. God, you gotta get her on Raw. She's gotta get to Raw. She would be great against Becky Lynch. She would be great against Asuka. She'd be great against everyone on Raw. So, yeah. I'm digging that. Dig that so much. Anyway, Charlotte Flair would win via natural selection, not getting her to tap out. Rhea Ripley would come out after Charlotte Flair would beat Belair up with a chair. So, yeah, there you go. What did everyone think of the show? 55% gave it a thumbs up. I'm shocked. I thought this was going to be a bad show. I thought this was going to go down, way down. But instead, everyone also said that 62% of the people said that AEW won Wednesday night. I think we got to pay attention to that, I guess. Do I need to? I don't need to pay attention to who won Wednesday night. It doesn't matter. It's not really a competition, but yeah, it's something for the Cheeto Munchers to talk about, I guess. I don't know. Source is so good. Source is so good. Keep on replenishing. I like the sources. Especially when they're Mark Henry's. Sexual chocolate stout. So good. All right. Enough of NXT. Enough of everything that happened before the South Dakota show on Thursday of Super Showdown. Instead, we got to talk about Smackdown. A lot of stuff going down on Smackdown. Brace yourself. Hey, look at that! That's a John Cena, and there's the horror movie villain sitting right there. What's going on with this? I don't know. Grash, your sources are Dunkin's frozen hot chocolate. Well, sounds a lot better than what PW Insiders is. I think PW Insiders is Aquafina. It's either that or seltzer water. Ernest has returned to Smackdowns of the Boston Persuasion because it's in Boston. Bill, I'm just gonna walk out. I'm just walking out. I don't need to snort this shit. I've been doing this for too long. Fuck this. Excuse me. Samoan Girl Scout cookies and milk for Jamel. All right. PW Insider is toilet water. Amen, Grash. Amen. Goldberg just walking out. That's just get this stuff out of the way. I don't care. He says stuff. Don't be mistaken. It's not about who was last. It's all about who's next. And then burn. I'm next. So it is official. Already, immediately. Don't need to do anything. Roman Reigns versus Goldberg, WrestleMania for the Universal title. CJ was in the chat room last week and said that this would be money. This would be happening. It's money. And, yeah. Yep. That's what we're. CJ was the only one that was right. He was the only one. I'll give him credit. Okay, I'll give him credit. I thought it would be a great match, but not right now. But okay, that's what we're getting. The Battle of Spears. Battle of being gassed in 3 minutes. Machoon getting it right. Oldberg versus Burdern at the Wrestlemania. That's what it is. All right. Bayley versus Naomi. We're doing this, just having this match because we had it in South Dakota, but they were both well clothed. We've got to have them wrestle without t-shirts. So we're going to have the match, but look who comes out is Bayley's friend, Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks. What are you doing here? I know. Oh, it's me. Sasha Banks off the milk carton. Haven't seen her since about mid-January where she's kayfabing an ankle injury at the hands of Lacey Evans. And would you know it, during this match, Lacey Evans would interfere along with Sasha Banks. So this match between Naomi and Bayley is converted into a Teddy Long special where it's Bayley and Banks versus Naomi and Evans. Your winners of this match would be Naomi and Evans after Naomi getting some piece of Bayley and then getting the sunset flip for the win. So, yeah. Holla, 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 holla. Holla, holla. Playa. All right. Enough of that stuff. Kofi Kingston with Big E in tow versus Robert Roode with Dolph Ziggler in tow. Stuff happened. Having a match for sake of having a match. Kofi does boom things. Yeah. But during the match, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville would be watching the match. And then I'd say words after words. They would say words. Your man looks. We cut backstage. Sonya tells Mandy Rose, "Hey, your man looks happy now that Robert Roode won, and Dolph Ziggler was happy." But Otis sees the TV of Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville watching the TV. Otis watching the TV of Mandy and Sonya watching the TV. my brain hurts. This shit is supposed to be for Leo, not me. No. We can't do this. No. Is there some, like, unwritten rule or some kind of law that I don't know of to where it is mandatory that Otis's belly button be visible for everyone to see, regardless of the position that he is in, standing or sitting? Who's watching Otis watching that TV? I don't know. But Tucker would come in and try to pep him up a little bit. So there you go. Intercontinental Championship match contract signing. It was going to be Shinsuke Nakamura versus Braun Strowman for the Intercontinental title at the Elimination Chamber. Sammy is saying words and Naka is, huh? I love Sami Zayn's role with this. I love that Cesaro, Nakamura, and Zayn are a thing, and Zayn being the mouthpiece. Nakamura, I love me some tarred Nakamura. Completely open mouth, upper lip curled, doesn't know what's going on, absolutely no idea what's happening. I love this. I love it. So Braun Strowman, they get to the contract signing. Strowman signs the contract. He says, I know what I'm in for. It's basically a 3-on-1, and I'll do it. I'll bring it. And Zayn goes, well, okay, let's do that. So he makes an addendum on the contract because he is a notary. He is an official of the WWE. It is now a 3-on-1 handicap match for the Intercontinental title. Braun Strowman versus Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Renee Young was here for this thing and did the shrugging of the shoulders. It was like, I don't know what's going on here. So, yeah. 3-on-1 handicap match. So what happens when who gets the pin on the other side that becomes God, why does my brain hurt so early into the show? And why Renee Young? Couldn't they get Kayla? Why couldn't they get Kayla to do this? I don't know. Why isn't Kayla here doing the show? I don't know. Freebird rule for the IC title? Well, sure. It could lead to a program of maybe Cesaro versus Nakamura. What if Sami Zayn holds the title? And yeah, that's because fuck you. That's why. You're right, Daniel. That's why. Freebirding the Intercontinental title. I'm totally for it. But, yes, the typical, comeuppance of the contract signing is you always get things happening. Yeah, so, yeah, Strowman would go through a table. Who'd have thunk it? Daniel Bryan versus Curtis Axel. Daniel Bryan versus Curtis Axel? Curtis Axel off the milk carton. Curtis Axel, we have not seen him since November of last year, where he, Bo Dallas, and Drew Gulak were in the ring making fun of Braun Strowman for some reason. Curtis Axel. Yeah. What? Okay. Sure. Drew Gulak is on commentary. Remember back in the day when Drew Gulak would, come out with placards on 205 Live saying no chanting, stay on the ground, no airborne stuff, doing that. It looks like they're revitalizing this with him in this potential program with Daniel Bryan, where Daniel, you shouldn't be out here on the floor, man. It's dangerous. Get up. He's telling all the guys that he's there commentating for to stay on the ground, don't climb. The reason we're doing this right now is, yes, of course, Drew Gulak's going to lose in a match to Daniel Bryan. Yes, that's the point. But the point of this whole thing is to build up Drew Gulak as a character on SmackDown. It'll slowly get there. This is not WrestleMania worthy by any stretch of the imagination. This will probably be a match coming up in Elimination Chamber. You know. Jamel, where's Bo Dallas? Fun fact. On the WWE roster page, Curtis Axel has a brand new photo. But Bo Dallas does not. The way you can tell, the brand new photos on the WWE main roster page, the pics on the roster page used to just be face front, torso forward, eyes forward. That's it. Now everyone's new picture has them in a different pose, whether they're raising a hand, they're standing to the side, they might be looking a different direction or something. These new pictures that are on the roster page are way different than any pictures they've ever had on their roster page ever, because now they've given the performers creative freedom to pose how they want. Yeah. You'll see that in a lot of the milk carton pictures that I've got. But Bo Dallas doesn't have a new picture. Let it sink in. Go ahead and be a fantasy booker. Let's see him be a cohort to Bray Wyatt. That's what people are going to be saying. That's what they're going to be saying. Fine. Miz and Morrison coming out celebrating that they got the tag team championship, and the Miz making my neck hurt. They won those titles in South Dakota. But then a referee, as they're talking and boasting and stuff, a referee runs over to ring announcer. His name leaves me. He is the most phenomenal voice of all ring announcers. God, what is he? God, what's his name? Josh something? That guy, the Smackdown announcer. Ring announcer announces that Elimination Chamber is going to have a match for the Smackdown tag team titles involving The Miz and Morrison, the Usos, the New Day, Lucha House Party, Greg Hamilton. There we go. Thank you, Gills. Yeah, Greg Hamilton. Okay, Miz and Morrison, Usos, New Day, Lucha House Party. Who else? Two other teams, Doug. Name them off the top of your head. Two other Heavy Machinery and Rude and Ziggler. Those 6 teams. Oh, okay. But in the meantime, we're going to have the Miz and the Morrison versus the Usos. And the Usos. Okay, and here we go again with the glitch. During SmackDown. I don't know what this is. I really think that this is something to do with a new interactive thing that they're going to be doing on SmackDown. I really do. I don't think this has to do with a new performer of any kind. And if it is, place your bets. I don't know. This ain't Killer Cross, okay? So who is this? If it's a performer, who is it? I can't think of it. If it's for the repackaging of the Iconics, no. Stop it, no. I'm not sure. Mustafa Ali, says Jamel. Sure. Yeah, I can think of it being Ali.
Yeah, probably Mustafa Ali. I wouldn't be so anything. I'd just be, whatever. Usos would end up winning the match. After doing a destroyer from the top, from the middle turnbuckle into a splash. It's like power and glory for the indies, is what it is. The destroyer is turning into the super kick. Everyone is doing a destroyer. Thank you, WWE, for watering down and saturating the destroyer. Thank you. I hated that move. I really, really hated it. Finally, John Cena returning to Smackdown. Everyone's happies. Everyone's really happies. But then he gets in the ring and he says, look, everyone's asking me, what am I going to do for WrestleMania? Look, so many people on this roster fight to get their spot on WrestleMania. And how dare that an old fart like me come in here and get a WrestleMania spot? No, that's completely unfair. I will not be at WrestleMania. He says all of this. He does his salut. But then the lights go out. Weird technical glitchy noises happen. The lights come back on. Cena smells something funny. Behind him is something that smells like Memphis barbecue. And it's The Fiend. And then the Fiend points at the WrestleMania sign. John Cena gives a tip of the cap. And there we go. Gills brings up something very interesting. It's the first time in 5 years that people didn't sing Cena Sucks. Yeah, John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks. Yeah, they didn't sing that. Well, it's Boston. So, yeah. 83% gave SmackDown a thumbs up, which is par for the course because nobody watches SmackDown, but over twice as many people watched SmackDown last Friday as people watched NXT or even voted on who won the Wednesday Night Wars. So there you go. Oh, by the way, John Cena, Bray Wyatt was immediately signed for WrestleMania. After last Friday's SmackDown, Goldberg, Reigns, Cena, Wyatt immediately signed for WrestleMania. You will note that on our WrestleMania whiteboard, we kind of had that, but they were jumbled up somewhat. A little bit. Not much. Maybe. I don't know. No, we still don't know shit about professional wrestling. We still don't know shit. All right. That's the television. That's the television. Now, it's time to go over the news. Some big news. It was reported that, hey, Samoa Joe hurt himself on during a commercial airing for the WWE, and he hit his head on a table and he got a concussion. Ended up going on the injury report. What commercial would you have where Samoa Joe would hurt himself on a table unless he slipped and, slammed his head into a table? I trust Samoa Joe to have good equilibrium. But then the truth comes out. Reported last Tuesday, Samoa Joe has been suspended from the WWE for his first violation of the company's wellness policy. It will last for 30 days. It began last Monday. It is not known what substance caused him to fail the test, but Samoa Joe will not be eligible to come back until the 25th of this month. It was previously reported that Joe is suffering from his second concussion during a match alongside Owens versus Rollins and Murphy, but he returned on the February 10th episode of Raw only to reportedly suffer another concussion shortly after. Here's your press report. Here's your press release.
WWE suspends Nufulaus Shanoa.
Samoa Joe.
Effective Monday the 24th.
Look. I'm curious.
Samoa Joe strikes me as a very, very intelligent person. Okay, I just don't see him being a dummy
To do anything illegal or to not be taking anything that is not prescribed to him.
That's why I really see this as more of a paperwork glitch. You know, he's not like Andrade or Primo Colon where he's out of the country and he's not going to report to do
a wellness check. So I don't see anything nefarious with this. If anything, I just see paperwork lost. See a doctor not providing proper documentation. So,
but oh well. It is what it is. Samoa Joe.
First violation of the wellness policy. And Jamel's right. He ain't no Jeff Hardy. So we cut him. I'm cutting him a lot of slack on this one, okay? We've seen a lot of people get dinged on the wellness policy here. We haven't seen this much probably in the past 6 or 9 months. We've already had 3 suspensions with Andrade, Primo Colon, and now Samoa Joe. So, yeah.
Go figure. All right, so Super Showdown out of South Dakota last Thursday. Goldberg feeding the Fiend 4 spears, becoming the Universal Champion. Lesnar treating Ricochet like the Hulk treated Loki. Look, when I didn't watch the show. I didn't. So here's what I do on Thursday nights. Okay? Thursday nights I come back from work, have some dinner, and I wait for Deanna, my girlfriend, to come home from work. She gets home from work around 6:30, 7 o'clock. When she comes home, we go outside, have a couple cigs, relax, and then we walk over to the grocery store. It's pint night at the grocery store where we get $2.50 pints. Over there, we have a couple, chill out, see what they've got on the draft wall, and I figure out what I'm going to fill up in my growlers for Saturday. As I'm walking to grab my beer with my honey at a grocery store on a Thursday night, I saw on the results that Goldberg was the new Universal Champion. I just said, shit. Deanna goes, what's wrong, honey? And I go, it's wrestling stuff. She goes, is this going to be bad? And I was like, you don't know. So here we are. This is the result page of the South Dakota show for Super Showdown from last Thursday. I mentioned it on the Facebook page for Wrestleview Media. If you haven't joined it, please do. We're going to scroll down on this one. We are so scrolling down. It is shit like this you have to scroll down on, okay? Look, it's not for informational purposes. You're not, look. Let's brace ourselves, okay? I am emptying out the growler. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Oh God, oh God, the head. Oh, I saved that. Oh. Growler's empty. Stein of Redemption is full. Jamel, God help us, Lewis. No, never scroll down. I know. Look, I have said this for the past decade. Okay, it is a motto of life. If there's anything that you would ever take from me that you should take with life, don't scroll down. Okay? Anything you ever look at on a web page, whether it be a video on YouTube, an article in the New York Times, or any publication that you want to look at, whatever you look at on a website or anything else that is informational for you, don't scroll down. The comments don't help you. They only infuriate you. The comments on anything you look at on a website, whether they be as mundane as a cooking recipe, will only set you off. They do not serve an informational purpose at all. They are not going to be there to make you feel better about yourself. Period. It is only full of trolls and full of other creatures that will only make you question humanity. We're going to scroll down. Scrolling down from the result page of the Super Showdown show from last Thursday in Riyadh, South Dakota. I'm not going to look at any of this. I know The Undertaker won the Aggro Crag. We had new tag team champions. Mansoor won his biannual match in South Dakota. Lesnar tossed around Ricochet like a sack of potatoes. Roman Reigns won his cage match. Women were in T-shirts. And Bray Wyatt lost. Okay. All right. Here we are. Quick results. Okay. And Paul Nemmer apparently made a casual appearance for this show. I can't say anything about the boss, though I'd like to. All right. Top articles. Okay, there we go. All right. Brace yourself. Brace yourself. Take a sip of whatever you got, whether it be milk for your cookies or your hot chocolate from Dunkin' Donuts. Take a sip. This is going to sting. Here we go. Scrolling down from the comments of Super Showdown out of South Dakota. Every time I read these comments, I'm reminded just how dumb a large percentage of WWE fans really are. You deserve what you get with shit shows like this. But Mark, there's going to be a lot of people here that are going to agree with you. Why are you reminded of large percentage of how dumb large percentage of WWE fans really are? Why would you call WWE fans dumb? What did they ever do to you? Why? Why would you hate people so much? And 9 people agreed with you. Why would WWE fans be dumb? Why would you say that? This was by far one of the worst shows the WWE has ever produced, not just in South Dakota, but any recent pay-per-view or special event. Once again, Vince decides to waste any character or story development and have Goldberg go over Wyatt. Waste of my sick day. Should have gone to work, taken the train in, and risked getting the coronavirus over watching this debacle. Don't blame the WWE for your sick day. You could have done anything else on your sick day. Show didn't start until the afternoon. Watch reruns of The Price is Right on your sick day. Come on, man. Yeah, it's Vince's fault. It's Vince's fault that you had such a horrible sick day. Remember, guys, this is a company who put the Bella Twins first into their Hall of Fame rather than China. Enough said. Yes, this is the company that chose the Bellas over China. Because the Bellas didn't do stupid shit. Because the Bellas worked. And they worked hard to get better in the ring. And they sure as fuck did. Nikki Bella's very good. Brie Bella, not so much. Yes, they chose them over China. Same company. I would have chosen them over China. And that is in no correlation to this show that I didn't watch. But and Jamel brings it up, but China is in the Hall of Fame. Indie X, Indie Generation X, she's in the Hall of Fame. But they married Daniel Bryan and John Cena. Doug, that's why they put him. Lewis bringing up, don't shit on AEW if you don't actually watch it. Lewis, I just fessed up here earlier that AEW ain't bad. Okay, the show they put on last night, the 2 matches I picked were pretty good. You know, I'm not going to shit on them. Jim Ross flubs a lot during the television show. The women are not good. Women stink. Okay? But, whatever. This is the show that finally pushed 2 of my friends to give AEW a try, so I can only thank WWE for being bad enough to turn lifelong fans across to the competition. It's not competition. It's an addition. You can watch both. You can watch all of it. You don't have to choose. Maybe you just watch Wednesday nights. Don't watch Raw and SmackDown. That's fine. You don't want to watch WWE. That's fine too. You know? But, seriously. Come on. Brian Farmer. Look at him with this TLDR post. It's not that difficult to figure out what's going on here and why they made the move they made today. If you want to get the belt off of The Fiend, the very safest place to do it is South Dakota, where the crowd is minuscule, fans are clueless, place is not filled with U.S. fans who are going to absolutely riot at the decision. Yes, absolutely, Brian. In WWE's mind, an unstoppable monster like Goldberg is a believable opponent to beat Bray Wyatt, and also is in the least danger of being booed by the live crowds next week. Amen, Brian. Now, Goldberg can collect another nice paycheck dropping into Roman Reigns. They can feed John Cena to The Fiend to try to repair the damage. Elias can likely be content to play his little guitar. And we all get a subpar WrestleMania that at least ends with Drew McIntyre as WWE Champion at the end of the night. Amen, Brian! Everyone drink to Brian. Brian Farmer, you're a smart individual. Brian Farmer knows shit about professional wrestling. That's why he only got 3 upticks compared to the guy with the 9 upticks that says that the WWE fans are just dumb. Brian Farmer. Salut. But we've got replies to Brian Farmer's very articulate and logical approach. Unless they decide to keep the title on Lesnar because, let's face it, Vince lately has made weird decisions. Vince. Blaming Vince. And no, not talking about creatively how that could be possible, but using the blame Vince route. Plus, if the rumors were true, then Vince didn't want Drew to win the Royal Rumble in the first place. It was supposed to be Roman Reigns. He can always let Brock Lesnar remain champion until he desires something different. Nick Knoll, so another trash blood money show. Yeah, why have Undertaker beat AJ with a one-move choke slam? Doesn't do much for their WrestleMania match to hype like the Shawn Michaels Taker feud, dude. Are we trying to... Oh my God, my brain. Oh my God, my brain. Oh, I gotta read that comment again so that you guys understand why I'm hurting. Why have The Undertaker beat AJ with a one-move chokeslam? Doesn't do much for their WrestleMania match to hype like the Shawn Michaels Taker feud.
we still have 5 weeks of hype to go here. Are you trying to compare the history of Shawn Michaels in the WWE to AJ Styles in the WWE? And, oh my God. It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad.
And 2 people agreed with it.
Oh God, it hurts.
Oh, this hurts. Ricochet match was pathetic. Well, yes, it was. Yes. It was the Hulk versus Loki. Yes. You knew this was going to happen. You knew Lesnar was going to toss him like a sack. Come on. Reply, he didn't deserve to be in the ring with Brock. No, you're right. He didn't. No one deserves to be in the ring with Brock. They could have drawn it out a little more. Ricochet is better than a squash opponent. Made him look like the bottom of NXT. This guy got 2 plus marks with that comment. The past 2 weeks, Ricochet beat both Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson on Raw. They put him in matches to build him up for this match. He's a squash for a reason. Yes, Daniel. If Braun got squashed by Brock, what makes you think this tiny guy should not be? Braun Strowman was never squashed by Braun Strowman. Watch the fucking match from No Mercy and shut up. You people don't have any memory. Fantasy Booking 101, rule number 4. Remember everything. Kofi match was quicker also, yes. Here we go. Are you kidding me? Goldberg wins. Not only is it stupid to have 2 part-timer as your world champs, but Goldberg stopped the Fiend. Well, yeah, he kind of did. Are you kidding me? You still thumbs up your own comments. That makes me feel better. Better than anything AEW has ever done or will ever do, there will never be another competitor to WWE like WCW was.
Yes.
Fair. Fair and contrite. Okay, so the comment was better than anything AEW has ever done or will ever do. There will never be another competitor to WWE like the WCW was. His reply to him, another WWE skid mark with 3 upticks. Not a AEW fan, but NL has produced way better shows than this Super Showdown pay-per-view. The guy with the initial comment, I've been to a live ML show. They're good. Okay. This initial guy that's saying that AEW will never compete got 8 downticks. Wow. Shows you the mindset of everyone that's in this thread. Okay? That jackhammer Goldberg gave the Fiend looked more like a sloppy delayed slam. Glad I missed most of the show. Takeover Portland was miles ahead better. Okay, the show was a dumpster fire, but these days I'm only here to laugh at angry smarks. So to that end, this is one of the best pay-per-views of all time. Amen. Amen. Relax, everyone. It was a throwaway show. They can undo this at Elimination Chamber and get back on track. Very true.
Absolute stinker of a show, but the booking is less illogical than some here think. If Goldberg can defeat Lesnar, then why defeating Bray Wyatt is such a stretch? Apart from that, a gimmick like his does not gel well with being champion. Styles losing to Undertaker is also explainable when they will again fight at WrestleMania, and it would be the hopefully retirement match of Calloway. But the show sucked because the tag match, that's clear. You had me a little bit. You had me a little bit. No Moss, Doug, no Moss. Jamel saying to go, I can't take anymore, but I still have plenty more to go. I still got plenty more to go, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Come on. Come on. Don't you want to feel inspired? Don't you want to feel proud of yourselves? Everyone who's listening right now, I know you guys are smarter than this. I mean, you know better than these people, right? Right? Wyatt and Styles must be feeling what Punk felt in 2013 and 2014.
Wyatt and Styles must be feeling what Punk felt back in 2013 and 2014.
Honestly, other than Lesnar, Reigns, Rollins, Charlotte, Lynch, Banks, and Bayley, to some extent, I don't think that creative team gives a damn about the other full-timers. Giving the Universal Championship to a battered 50-plus-year-old semi-retired guy who can't even properly for 10 minutes. Seriously? Even if they now feed Cena to The Fiend, it probably won't mean a damn thing because even Cena's invincibility took a massive hit when he actually jobbed The Undertaker. And at the rate they're doing things, I can very much see them destroying Baszler just like they destroyed Asuka. I honestly started to watch the WWE again since the Royal Rumble of this year, but so far in these 2 months, it's the same old, same old. You lying sack of shit. Lying sack of shit you've been watching for the past 15. Shut up. I have to find a way to start watching AEW now, I guess. You can. There's nothing wrong with it. Watch AEW. It's okay. This sounds like trash.
Well, it might have been.
After Asuka's undefeated streak with Royal Rumble win, meaninglessly stopped by Charlotte, this is very much worse match. Building an unstoppable force for months is just like that fed to Goldberg. If they want Goldberg versus Roman Reigns, they could have done it without the title also. Now the backlash would be even worsen for Roman when he wins the title from Oldberg. Oh, I see what you did there. What is going on? He asks in quotes. They're trying to get older casual fans back in time for Mania. That's what's going on. Yeah.
Very good.
Very astute. Replied back with, yeah, by burying their full-timers. Really what's going on is business as usual. Take it. I can't do it anymore.
I can't do it anymore. Oh my God, this is so amazing. This is amazing. Anti-villain for Ronda is still undefeated in singles competition. Who you think will end her streak? I don't care. She's streaming video games. Who cares? Jamel, let's not do this again for a long time. No!
This is the perfect time to do this. Understand, what we have been doing is reading the comments from the results of Super Showdown.
When Undertaker won the Aggro Crag and Goldberg defeated The Fiend in South Dakota. Look, this is the perfect time to read these comments so that everyone who's watching right now and listening can understand how. Look, I'm not trying to be arrogant here in that, oh, you agree with me, you're smarter than these people. No, that's not the point. By not making knee-jerk comments that have no factual basis for anything that's happened in the past, and you're just typing away. Look, you feel free to comment on these things whenever you want to. I'm just trying to encourage you not to even look at it, because it serves no positive purpose for you, the reader. Okay? Period. Excuse me. The Fiend would tweet following his loss, saying life is a circle. No matter what beast you make of yourself or how bright one side is, inevitably the dark side comes again, but the beauty of the circle is round we go. Uh-huh. I don't know who you're talking about there, anti-villain. You need to introduce yourself rightly. Now, so Super Showdown in South Dakota.
Everyone miffed.
Everyone's pissed off. Comments ablaze. Followed it up with Smackdown so that everyone understood that we're having Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. We're having The Fiend versus John Cena. There we go. Last night was AEW Revolution, which again I will admit I only watched 2 matches from it and I enjoyed them. Young Bucks versus Page and Omega, which I thought gave a great resolution to a great story for the past 2 months, and Orange Cassidy versus Pac, which I love Orange Cassidy. I'm sorry. Yes, Doug, you're a mark for him. Yeah, sure. Okay, whatever. I loved it. Fuck your shit. Fun things are fun. So, what's fair is fair. I've said it before. A motto in life is whenever you read something or watch anything on the internet, don't scroll down. The comments serve no purpose. You'll learn nothing from them. They only serve to rile you up and build up your passion so that you may say something stupid yourself or act stupid in another way, either inside or outside of the realm that you're watching in. So I always encourage everyone. It serves no positive purpose. Don't scroll down. I'm scrolling down.
All right, here we go. Let's go fly through all these stupid little results. Yes, Moxley got his stupid fucking world title, and yay, everyone's happy for him. Fuck Vince McMahon. All right, here we go.
Okay, there's only 2 comments. Can we think about this for a second first off? All right, I got to go back here. All right. Super Showdown.
South Dakota show on a Thursday. 38 comments. Last night, AEW, who can do no wrong, only 2.
There are so many things you can take from this. Okay. More people watch the WWE and have feelings about the WWE and want to say things that are bad about the WWE. Is there anything bad about this show?
Did anyone watch this show? A little quiet during the women's championship match, but overall a really good pay-per-view. 5 upticks.
This looks night and day better than anything WWE has put on in years.
3 upticks, 1 downtick.
I can't argue with that logic. Now, who can argue with that? Howard Johnson is right. Scrolling down serves no positive purpose. Okay? And you don't really prove anything going from AEW or WWE. Okay? You really don't. Speaking of AEW, they've announced Blood and Guts, one of their Dynamite shows that's going to be happening on Wednesday, 3 weeks from now. No, 25th is Wednesday. The final Wednesday of the month. So, yeah. What do you mean? This was entertaining, asked Crash? Yeah, it was entertaining for me. Just as long as you don't get riled up and, you know. This isn't a pay-per-view show, though, Daniel. This is just how they had Bash at the Beach for a Wednesday show. Now they're going to have Blood and Guts.
I'm trying to bring out my Nathan Explosion from Death Clock there.
With a briefcase full of guts. Mutilated murder.
Sorry about that. Beth Phoenix is set to appear on Raw tomorrow night. And also, Edge's next WWE television appearance is revealed. It's going to be the week following, on March the 9th. Yeah, in Washington, D.C. The Capital One Arena posted it to promote the episode of Monday Night Raw that they were going to be hosting. Ryan, I'd rather sim a match from 2K20 than watch Super Showdown. Yeah, that's great, Ryan. Please introduce yourself properly in the chat room. You know what you're supposed to do. AEW announced the signing of Lance Archer to a multi-year contract. He's gone from New Japan. He's very fun in New Japan. I don't know how he'll be received in AEW, especially with the name of the Murder Hawk Monster. Xantrix asking, who? Oh, you don't know who Lance Archer is? That's okay. He and I used to really have a lot of fun on the Twitter when I would poke fun at him about bringing out a rock band guitar in TNA. Yeah. Nah, he's a good guy. No, he's a fun guy on the Twitter. I'm not going to bust his chops. I won't bust his chops. He gets it. He totally gets it. All right. So last week, the Revival tried to file trademarks for themselves. Well, the WWE has done the same, according to PW Insider. The WWE recently filed trademarks related to the Revivals, relating to their original tag team name, The Mechanics, which the team used back in 2014. Report also indicates that the WWE filed trademarks for Top Guys, Say Yeah, and No Flips Just Fists, but we reported that the Revival filed those back on the 18th. The filing for the Mechanics was listed as specifically for entertainment purposes.
Look, I don't care. The Smackdown Tag Team Elimination Title match thing is not involving these guys. They signed a multi-year deal last year. We saw the same shit last year. And it's happening again. They're keeping them off TV. They're going back to NXT. Enough said. You know, we've had too much anger. Too much anger. Too much raising of voices. You got to take a sip of the sources. Chill out. Relax. It's time for good news. It's time for good news. So let's have some good news. Matt Hardy revealed on Twitter last Saturday that he officiated his very first wedding. He wrote in his Twitter post, "I officiated my first wedding today. I bonded with these two vessels in holy matrimony. When I pronounced them as man and wife, a gust from the heavens blew over the arbor, rendering it #broken. It made the ceremony practically perfect." Hardy's WWE contract expires today. He made teases recently on media that he would be showing up on an AEW and NXT. Here he is with the lovely couple. I think it was done here in North Carolina. Seriously. That's cool. Okay. That's awesome. And that's something that I could definitely see him doing here in this state. Okay. All right, I'm not looking at the comments on that. Okay. Seriously, that's awesome. Okay. That's pretty cool. All right. Are we in better spirits? I'm in better spirits. I'll be in better spirits. I gotta go to the bathroom really bad. All right. News on the injury front, I think. Sorry, I didn't mean to turn you guys off. News on the injury front. Jordan Devlin, revealed that he underwent an injury last week. Jordan Devlin, the Little Critter champion, suffering from elbow bursitis. He was supposed to appear for Progress's Chapter 103 event last week, but he couldn't due to the injury. The injury it says to last a few weeks to get over. He can make appearances on NXT UK as champion. It's no big deal. He probably won't be ready for ring time until WrestleMania times. So, no real point in putting him on the injury list, which is as follows. Nia Jax, reparative surgery on both ACLs. She should be back. WrestleMania is when she's going to show up. That's what I'm thinking. Jinder Mahal, ruptured patella. He'll be back in time for WrestleMania. Jeff Hardy, when he is not driving drunkenly down my own highways of North Carolina or passed out in a stairwell in a hotel in Myrtle Beach, he's supposed to be getting over knee surgery and will be back in time for Elimination Chamber. He's actually going to be appearing on WWE Backstage. Pray that he's sober. Lars Sullivan, recuperating from massive surgery on his right ACL and MCL. He should be in time for WrestleManias. Xavier Woods and Ember Moon getting over torn Achilles tendons. They'll be back in time for the SummerSlam. Kalisto, dislocated shoulder. He might be at ringside during Elimination Chamber when his Lucha House Party dudes are there. Boa, torn rotator cuff and labrum. He won't be back in time for the SummerSlams of the NXT Persuasion. Io Shirai with a knee sprain of some kind. We're not sure. Not sure about the timetable when she'll be returning. Guess is as good as mine on that one. And finally, Fandango, dislocated elbow, was supposed to be back in time for TakeOver Portland. He is actually healthy because on the Twitter, it was released. I've got to bring this up right the fuck now. It's happening. The best of the times are happening right now. CJ brought it to my attention. It's coming back.
Jet, this is Lance. Where are you? You're 3 weeks late. We've been waiting at the studio with bated breath. Damn it, man. Let's get the band back
Yes! Fuck yes! Fuck yes! Ah! Nafisa in the chat room says, wee! Southpaw Regional Wrestling Season 3. It's back, baby. Hell yeah. Ah! God, I love Southpaw. Love it, love it, love it. I don't care what anyone says. All right? I don't care. Who's going to replace Jericho? Don't care. Don't care. This is the brainchild of Fandango. Okay? Yes! A reason to love professional wrestling. Finally, this week. One thing right there. Yes, Jamel! Southpaw Regional Wrestling! Off the milk carton! Yes! If they could get Rhino to come back, God, that'd be great. I loved Rhino. Loved him. I'm hungry! I'm mad! We're here at the shop!
Oh, man. This is going to be so good. All right. Enough of that. Oh, God. I keep turning you guys off. Why am I doing that? So, again, I brought up Fandango because he is the brainchild of Southpaw Regional Wrestling. And those are the people, he is amongst the list, the small list,
of people that are hurt. What about the people who aren't hurt? What about the people who are perfectly healthy? What about the people who haven't been on WWE television or pay-per-view for, say, 3 weeks? They end up on a very special list. A very special list full of returning people who have been there for a very long time, for third or fourth time. People who are returning that have brand new glamour shots. Some people haven't gotten any glamour shots. But a lot of these people are just wondering, when the hell am I going to get off of this? Well, you know, if you showed up in NXT or South Dakota, it might happen to you.
it's the WWE milk carton.
I can't think of anything to say, even though Curtis Axel really made me feel as such. Bo Dallas, Bo Dallas!
All right. Boy. Sexual chocolate's kind of hitting me a little bit. I primed up with stuff earlier before the show.
All right. Grash, your favorite part of the show? Well, thank you. Well, thank you.
A lot of you like this part of the show.
And I appreciate that. I really, really do. I put a kind of a lot of effort into this portion of the show.
Dana Brooke.
Haven't seen her on television since February the 7th this year. She was involved in a little, what was it, a Fatal 4-Way type thing?
Yeah, it was a Fatal 4-Way to determine the number one contender for the Smackdown Women's title.
Scott Poindexter in the chat room going, wee! Dana Brooke was in a Fatal 4-Way match for the number one contendership for the SmackDown Women's title. She failed in her efforts and has not been on TV since. The Revival. Haven't seen them since that same episode. What were they doing? Oh, they butted in during the Shinsuke Nakamura, Braun Strowman stuff. I think they had a contract signing. Didn't Braun Strowman and Shinsuke Nakamura have a contract signing for a match? And then they had another contract signing for a match last week? Right now, who cares? Okay, these guys,
they are selling like mad. Okay, these guys are selling like mad. All right? Seriously. Used car salesmen don't have the passion that these guys have. All right?
Don't get roped in. Casey Catanzaro. Haven't seen her since February 5th episode of NXT where she faced off against Mercedes Martinez. Now, Doug, why isn't Mercedes Martinez on the WWE milk carton? Because she is not on the NXT main roster. But Casey Catanzaro is. She's cute. I really like this act. I really like her act. Don't see her as a champion or anything like that. She's just a great act. Can't have her on every week, though. Apparently so. She hasn't been on for 3 weeks. So, what are you going to do? Isaiah Swerve Scott. Haven't seen him since his match with Angel Garza on the episode of NXT on February the 5th. He's doing stuff on 205 Live. It's okay. Same thing with Tyler Breeze. Haven't seen him since that same episode of NXT where he had a match against the newly crowned Little Critter champion Jordan Devlin to further boost that Jordan Devlin is a thing. Eric Young. Haven't seen him since the February 3rd episode of Monday Night Raw where he took a powder to Aleister Black. And that was when Aleister Black revealed to all of us that he's no longer waiting on people to knock on his door because he couldn't afford a locker room. Lindsay Dorado that was Grand Metalik and Lindsay Dorado have not seen them since the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the number 1 contendership for the SmackDown Tag Team titles on episode of Friday Night SmackDown. It's okay. They're going to be on Elimination Chamber next week. So, nothing to worry about there. They'll be off the milk carton very soon. Deonna Purrazzo. Haven't seen her since the January 29th episode of NXT where she had a match against Shotzi Blackheart. But Doug, why isn't Shotzi Blackheart on the WWE milk carton, but only Purrazzo? Well, Purrazzo is on the WWE milk carton because she is on the NXT main roster and Shotzi Blackheart is not. Edge. Kayfabe injury storyline. He's going to be back not this tomorrow, but next Monday. So, no big deal. No Way Jose. Haven't seen him since January the 27th episode of Raw, where he was in a match against Mojo Rawley for the 24/7 title. This is his 4th brand new photo for the WWE main roster page. He still has a very active job with the WWE, doing great house shows, doing fine on main event. No real way to knock him, just as long as he doesn't kidnap anyone in his conga line for an extensive amount of time. Shelton Benjamin, haven't seen him since the Royal Rumble on January the 27th when he was befriended by Bork Laser and then tossed over the top rope. So, yeah. He now, I believe, has a backstage role with the WWE to an extent. He may appear on TV to do some matches or whatnot. Probably going to bow out to Aleister Black at some point. Tamina. Haven't seen her since the Royal Rumble where she was involved in the Women's Royal Rumble match. I don't think we really care. No, Sasha Banks, you showed up on SmackDown last week. Vanessa Bourne. Haven't seen her since January 15th episode of NXT. She took part in a battle royal to determine the number 1 contender for the NXT women's title alongside Taynara Conti, she was on the Twitter. Reports going out that she walked out of the Performance Center, that she's not happy. Though she has been appearing at house shows and wearing a t-shirt that says released on it. Trying to be her best mechanic as she can. The Big Show. Haven't seen him since January the 6th episode of Monday Night Raw, where he was involved in a fist fight. Or as we like to call, last man standing at referee's discretion. Yeah. Yeah. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder have not been seen since January the 30th of last year when they took part in a handicap match versus Drew McIntyre on an episode of Monday Night Raw. This was all better to boost Drew McIntyre being a thing. I guess he's a thing? Mustafa Ali, have not seen him since the December 27th episode of Friday Night Smackdown, where he said inspirational shit. Has not been in a ring since. Hasn't done anything. Nothing. I guess that's what the email and 16 glowing orb glitch is for. I guess. I don't know. Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke haven't seen since December 18th episode of NXT, where they were at ringside during Shayna Baszler's NXT Women's Title defense against Rhea Ripley. Marina Shafir recently had a child, vacationing with her husband Roderick Strong. We know that. We've seen the photos on the NXT and everything. Jessamine Duke is streaming video games, so I don't know. How's that idea of the four horsewomen versus the four horsewomen coming along? Drake Maverick. He is on the main roster. Part of SmackDown. Hasn't been seen since December the 6th episode of SmackDown, where he was draped over the knee of Elias and spanked like a small child, while Dana Brooke stood over him, pointing and laughing for being in a very successful marriage. Your guess is as good as mine on that one. Titus O'Neil. Look, December the 2nd, Monday Night Raw. He was chasing after the 24/7 title, but, you know, he is too busy preparing Tampa, Florida for WrestleMania. He's making sure that everyone is clothed, fed, educated, and has a home. So whatever the hell Titus is doing, let him do.
You do you. I dare not keep you from what you are doing.
You very, very nice Christian black man, you. Shane Thorne, we haven't seen him since the November 27th episode of NXT, where he faced off against Mansoor, who we were convinced only performed in South Dakota. Well, apparently Shane Thorne only performs for people who are from South Dakota and will only perform in the States just the one time. Oh, no. I thought I wasted all of them. The Iconics, we haven't seen them since the November 25th episode of Monday Night Raw, when they were too busy selling shit for WWEshop.com.
Hey, Kyla! You gotta be joking me! You call that journalism? Eh?
I'm losing my pep. Used to be a lot better at this. I wasted him in the beginning of the day. I wasted him at the beginning of the show is what I did. Bo Dallas. Haven't seen him since November 15th episode of SmackDown, where he and fellow B-Team member Curtis Axel and Drew Gulak were making fun of Braun Strowman. Yeah. Yeah. You all loving the Iconics. You love it that I strain myself for that. No, I appreciate that. I love it that you enjoy my pain. Aaliyah. Have not seen her since the November 13th episode of NXT, where she was kicked in the mush by Xia Li. They put a ketchup packet on her face, made it look like she had a broken nose, and it hasn't been seen since. Who have you known that's ever had a broken nose and has been commissioned for 4 months? Pitcher. She's gone. Arturo Ruas.
Have not seen him since the debut of NXT on the USA Network
back on September 18th of last year. He was in a match against Pete Dunne in order to make Pete Dunne a thing, and that has happened. And we have not seen Arturo Ruas since then. EC3. Haven't seen him since the last Super Showdown in South Dakota on June the 7th of last year, where he took part in their greatest battle royale thing. Whatever the greatest fucking thing it is that they have to do in South Dakota. They always got to do a little shit like that in South Dakota. So whatever the fuck it was, for a trophy or something in South Dakota, that's what it was, and that's what he was in. He's too busy having fun with Drake Maverick and Braun Strowman all over the Twitter and Instagram. Don't believe me? Go and check it out. Primo Cologne. Haven't seen him since the March 26th episode of Smackdown, where he teamed up with Sanity to be alongside a security detail to keep Shane McMahon and The Miz apart from each other to build for their match at last year's WrestleMania. We are 4 weeks away from Primo Cologne making it to the Milk Carton Hall of Fame. 4 weeks. 4 weeks away from history. Not only will he be on the Hall of Fame, but he'll be joined by his cousin, Epico Cologne, who we have not seen since Survivor Series of 2018. In 4 weeks, it will be the Colognes present the WWE Milk Carton. The Milk Carton brought to you by the Colognes. It's going to happen. Fill it up on Twitter. Go on the Instagram. Go nuts. Come on. Make this a thing. I don't know a hashtag. I don't know. All right. That's the WWE Milk Carton. That was a burp. Who else is getting on this thing? Who else is going to be coming onto this thing? Looks like a lot of no-names that are due up to appear on the Milk Carton. Some repeat offenders. You'll recognize them. It's no problem. They'll be on and off throughout the year. That's kind of what you've seen with the WWE Milk Carton. So, all right. Gil's asking Rusev. Rusev has not been seen since, and I can get you something on Rusev. Just pardon me. Where is Rusev? Where are you? Rusev. Alphabetize your database, Doug. That makes it easier. Rusev has not been seen since a February the 17th episode of Monday Night Raw, where he teamed up with Humberto Carrillo to face against Angel Garza and Bob Lashley. So, there you go. He's okay. He was supposed to be in Super Showdown, but Rey Mysterio took his place. Okay. A lot of crap happened on SmackDown that absolutely tore a new one into the Wrestlemania whiteboard. Okay? So we've got to update that thing. Okay? We've got to update that thing. We got to see where I screwed up. And make it look like we know what the hell we're talking about. I've got to relieve myself because Sexual Chocolate is so good. I'm going to bring up a pirate flag of the Army WrestleMania. Army booty. Don't keep your hands off me, concubine. On the WrestleMania. You guys do the same, I guess. I will be right back. It's time for the whiteboard. We screw some things up. Army WrestleMania. All right. Here we are. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. You know, it's when you dip into the sources and everything, you lose track. What can I tell you? I've got to switch up the cam so that you can see what the hell we're doing here. All right, there we go. Okay. Time for the whiteboard. All right. We started off the WrestleMania whiteboard all the way back during Royal Rumble times, immediately following the Royal Rumble, in order to try to predict what the WrestleMania card was going to be this year. 2 weeks ago, we went through changes, made some predictions, made me feel like a dum-dum. So, it's time to take a look at it again. I think we're pretty much going to have this thing iced down now. All right. WrestleMania whiteboard. Here we go. All right. You guys can see it? Okay. Everybody in the chat room there? I'm sure you are. All right. Drew versus Bork. For the title, we got that. We had it down that Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt would be going at it for the title, but that ain't happening. We will change that. Don't have a cloth. So it's now going to be... This is hard to do. There. Well, we know that that's changed. We're just going to go ahead and do that right now. We know that that's wrong. There we go. There we go. Got that changed. There we go. So there we got it changed to where it's going to be Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. Shayna Baszler versus Becky Lynch. That's pretty much a given. We got a triple threat going on for the United States title of Andrade, Aleister Black, and Ricochet. Oh, yeah, but above that is a clusterfuck fatal four-way for the Smackdown women's title involving Bayley, Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Lacey Evans. That kind of looks like a shoe-in right now. Baron Corbin versus Braun Strowman for the Intercontinental title. Please, God, make this happen. Gills is saying a U.S. title Mexican four-way? Maybe. You could throw Humberto Carrillo in there or Angel Garza, Rey Mysterio. You want to make it Mexicans? Yeah, you can do that. I don't see why not. Kabuki Warriors versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for the women's tag team titles. Raw tag team clusterfuck. I don't see why not. I don't see why that's not going to be happening. Yeah, I'm going to be changing the whiteboard. Shut your mouth, Machoon. Edge versus Orton, we know is going to be happening. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley, we know is going to be happening. 6-man mixed tag match involving Heavy Machinery and Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville, Robert Roode, and Dolph Ziggler, maybe. And finally, that one's wrong. We had Cena versus Goldberg, but that's not happening. See what I mean? See what I mean? We had all four guys right, but we just had the sequencing mixed. So we just had that wrong, and that's okay. All four were involved. We just had the sequencing wrong. That's all. So... Cena, Wyatt. Okay. There you go. Now, so those are the big changes that we got to the whiteboard. Are there anyone out there that wants to make any changes? I hear Machoon saying Miz and Morrison versus the Usos. I don't think the SmackDown tag team titles are going to be on the main show. Because we don't even have Seth Rollins on this card.
Yeah. There's a lot of people we don't have on this card right now. Do I take off the mixed tag match to put in the SmackDown tag team titles? Do I take out the women's tag team title match? Because that's the thing. We had the women's tag team title match in here because we had that at WrestleMania last year. I've got a feeling that's going to happen again. It's got to happen again. You're not going to have Asuka in WrestleMania? Come on. I don't know. Kabukis versus Iconics, that's more in hope than expectation. That's right, Gills. You got to remember Fantasy Booking 101. It's not about you. If it were about me, I'd have Kabuki Warriors and Iconics on this card, but I can't have that. It's not about me. It's about doing the program here, okay? First off, AJ Styles Undertaker looks like it's going to happen. I got to take a match off the card to put that in. I'm going to take out the clusterfuck. So I'm going to take out the Raw Tag Team title clusterfuck. And make room for Taker Styles. Looks like it's going to happen. Yeah, it looks like it's going to happen. All right. Anti-Villain, do think any woman will ever win a Universal? No. Shut it. No. Shut it. Come on. WWE is not AEW. Stop it. All right. And also WWE is not Impact. Stop it. All right. Do I take out the women's tag team title match too? I don't know. Do I keep the 6-person tag match? Do I keep the women's tag match? If they were going to do that, they would. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know. I feel like I want to hold off on this whiteboard before doing anything stupid. If the only thing, I would only be changing this to make myself look smart. And all the decisions I've made have made myself look stupid. I don't know shit about professional wrestling. That's why I took a shot at tequila. Yeah, we're just going to leave it at that. Gills is saying the mixed tag looks more likely at the moment. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I don't see, yeah. I see, there are a lot of names that are missing from this 12-match WrestleMania card. All right? Right now on this card that we have, names that are missing, Seth Rollins is a big one. Bobby Lashley. I mean, they spent so much time on building him up. If you want to count the program he was in building him up, he took a lot of TV time. Yeah. Those are the two big names I'm thinking of right now. So, yeah, we'll just keep it at that. Oh, there's no Shinsuke Nakamura on there, dog. Oh, shut up. All right. That's the WrestleMania whiteboard. I really did not want to linger on that. Okay. We just wanted to try to make sure that all of the stuff that we had on there previously has been changed and made possible from everything that happened on Smackdown. All right. Elimination Chamber is next week. There are only 3 matches on the card. They pulled off this stuff last year with Hell in a Cell, where they only gave us 3 matches on the card, but we ended up having double that card. So, I can only work with what I'm given. So, Mashoon saying put the women's tag match on the pre-show? Yeah. But our whiteboard is for the main card. So, we'll switch that maybe next week. We'll look at it next week. 3 matches for Elimination Chamber.
All of them have to be locks. This seems like a no-brainer. All right, let's get this over with. Seriously. Let's get this over with. You're hungry. I'm hungry. You're tired of the WWE making you watch a decrepit pentagerian win a title from a guy who was built to be a monster. Oh! Why would I want to watch this piece of crap pay-per-view? I just saw Johnny Moxley win a world title. I just saw Darby Allin throw himself into nothing. This is what sane people do. This is what sane people watch. This is what sane people don't take so much stock in and not get too riled up in and too passionate about. Okay? Have a sip of your sources. Chill out. There's not going to be much going on this show. Just have fun. Try. Elimination Chamber, Smackdown, tag team titles on the line. Miz and Morrison defending them against Robert Wood and Dolph Ziggler, Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Party, The New Day, and the Usos. Now, here's the thing about this kind of match. I'm not looking at who wins this. I'm really not. I'm only looking at WrestleMania. Because here's 12 guys who, whatever the outcome might be for this match, they're either going to have a match at WrestleMania or they're in the Battle Royale of Andre the Giant. We've got it slated. There's going to be a 6-person mixed tag match with Heavy Machinery, Rude, and Ziggler. Okay? Lucha House Party, no way. So it's between Usos, Miz and Morrison, and New Day, which leads me to believe whatever happens between those three teams, they're all going to end up being in a clusterfuck at WrestleMania. And so it almost really is a crapshoot about who wins this regarding those three teams. Xavier Woods could make a surprise appearance at WrestleMania, helping the New Day win their tag titles from either the Usos or Miz and Morrison. Right now, the Usos are on TV. They're back on TV. They're back on being a normal part of the roster. But after being off the roster for 2 to 3 months with one of their brothers having a DUI hang over him, and he got off of a technicality, I'll take Miz and Morrison. No changes. I'm taking no changes here. No changes. Something will happen between the Usos and New Day. They beat the crap out of each other, and Morrison and Miz clean up the pieces. No, I'll take Miz and Morrison. Miz and Morrison, mandatory lock. Yeah. Miz and Morrison, mandatory lock. Braun Strowman defending the Intercontinental title in a 3-on-1 handicap match against Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. Braun Strowman, lock it. I hear the Twitter and the internet's going bonkers right now. Oh, God, that's going to bury all three of them. Oh, Nakamura, God, he was so much better in NXT. Sami Zayn was so much better when he wore a mask, and Cesaro. God, they've had some against Cesaro for the past 6 years. It is amazing that I just mapped out all the arguments that are going to be in the comments right there. That's what it is. Look, I want Strowman versus Corbin for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. That's what I want. All right? That's what I'm going to get. Braun's going to win this, but Gills is saying it right there. It gives Braun an out, but no, Braun's winning this. Nah. I want Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin. Corbin wasn't on TV last Friday. If that's any indication. Corbin wasn't on TV. He has been consistently on TV every week for the past 6 months. Mashoon's agreeing with me on Miz and Morrison. No, I gotta have this. Strowman versus Corbin for the Intercontinental title sounds so good. Sounds so good. I've gotta have this. Finally, third lock. The Women's Elimination Chamber match. Gee, I wonder what the fuck's gonna happen here. Natalya versus Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler versus Asuka versus Ruby Wyatt versus Sarah Logan. Bear in mind that Ruby Wyatt, this is only going to be her 4th appearance on WWE television in a year. She hasn't been in the ring yet. She might be in the ring tomorrow. Asuka with an old picture in this. This is brought to you by WWE.com. I would love to lock Sarah Logan, Gills. I really wish I could. No brainer. No fucking brainer. Give me Shayna. Yeah. No brainer. Give me Shayna. Watch me get screwed. How would they screw us? Okay. Doug, how would they screw us in this match? How would they do it? Well, it ain't anyone from the Riot Squad. It ain't Natalya. It's between Asuka and Shayna. How would they make it to where Asuka wins this match? Never bet against Shayna. You're right, Gills. You never bet against Shayna. Kairi Sane gets involved somehow, but it's in an enclosure. No. Feed weapons into there? You could. I'm not sure. But I mean, it's a no-brainer. We all know Shayna and Lynch are going at it WrestleMania. Can't make this a triple threat. For the love of God, that's the only way that they can turn that into a triple threat is Asuka winning this match. If they do that, then they aren't having a women's tag team match. Unless they lose the tag straps on television before WrestleMania. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I got a lot of thoughts running in my head right now. How Asuka could win this. And somewhere in between there and WrestleMania, Asuka versus Shayna to give Shayna a spot. And before that happens, Shayna costs Asuka the women's tag team titles. There's a lot of stuff that can happen. But it's between Shayna and Asuka. No one else. Stick with Shayna. She's the sure bet. Yeah. Got to stick with Shayna. Never bet against Shayna. I've learned that so many times last year when doing these predictions. Never bet against Shayna. Never. Never, never, never. Here's your recap of the 3 matches that are on the Elimination Chamber card for next week, though I'm sure we're going to get 3 or 4 more. I've got Miz and Morrison retaining the SmackDown Tag Team titles in their Elimination Chamber match, locking that. Braun Strowman retaining his Intercontinental Championship again in a 3-on-1 handicap match against Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn, locking that. And finally, Shayna Baszler winning the Women's Elimination Chamber match to become the number 1 contender for the Raw Women's Tag Team. Shayna Baszler's winning, locking it. Gil's saying this will be over an hour. The showtime starts at 7 o'clock. It'll end around 9:30, 10 o'clock. That's what I'm thinking. It's going to be like Hell in a Cell from last year. Remember, Hell in a Cell last year, we only got 3 matches on that card, and suddenly it doubled in size by the time Ring Bell chimed. Ring Bell chimed?
Doug, what are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm just sad that I didn't get to talk about NWA Power. That's going to do it for Wrestleview Weekly. I'm sad. That's what happens when I scroll down. Why'd I scroll down? Why'd you all make me scroll down? Why did you make me scroll down on those Super Showdown results? It's all your fault. Blame you. Stupid. Poopy. Yuck. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you all so much for stopping by for Wrestleview Weekly. Next week is going to be an early start time of 1 o'clock in the afternoon because of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. I believe Mike Tedesco and myself will be covering that immediately following next week. I have binged 6 episodes of NWA Power that I have got to talk about. I love this show. Got to talk about it sometime. Also, might look up some Killer Cross on Impact. I don't know who this guy is. The vignettes are airing on NXT for his debut. I got to figure out this guy. So we might dig into what a Killer Cross is. Yeah. I'm curious. Until then, I'm hungry. I want food. You probably want food too. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Tune in tomorrow. Post Raw. Mike Tedesco, Victoria, and maybe Tiny Human Liliana will be on there to welcome you to enjoying. They're going to cover Raw when they're done. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Grash, Lewis, Gills, Daniel, Mashoon, Scott, other Lewis. Who else? Whee! Who else is in there? I mean, it's on the feast. There he is, Lewis. Whee! All right. Scotty, I know. There you are. Whee! Yes, Jamel, you too. Whee! Ryan. Oh, now you do it, Ryan. Oh, now you say it, Ryan. Oh, now you want to be a part of the group. Now you want to get in. Cover charge. Oh, no problem now. Whee! Thank you all so much for stopping by. Have a great week. I will see you next week. And as always, know when you're being sold to.